Well, I told you I'd be back at the RV to clean up the wiring and to finish up the job. So I put some silicone sealant around the control box here, put a little bit inside that hole. I'm not too worried about that hole. It's a tiny little hole. I also added expandable foam back around the bottom where the legs actually go through. On this side, I did the same thing. Pardon the little explosion of expandable foam there. I also painted the brackets right here just to help avoid rust. Did the bottom brackets on both sides. I redid the wiring with some better splices, heat shrink, and solder. Ran the wire all the way on the other side of that pipe to the other side here. I cleaned up the wiring, even though it still kind of looks messy, but I did about the best I could do with it without having to rewire the whole thing. Added some zip ties there, and just cleaned up the wiring back here as well. Everything turned out really well. The system works flawlessly, and I absolutely love it. The legs on the bottom are perfectly straight now. JT strong arms, connected properly. Everything looks really good. One thing I absolutely love about this system is that those little spring release lock pins right there, they pull out, twist, and lock in place, so you can pull the arm up without it wanting to spring back on you like the old ones did. Looks a lot cleaner. Everything looks really nice. I'm considering painting the JT strong arms black just to make them look a little bit nicer, because the finish that's on them doesn't really look that great. There we go, much better. Painted the JT strong arms. Did kind of a simple, quick job since I had some paint on me. Wiped them down real good with alcohol and a rag, and basically just hit them with a real quick coat just to make them look good. I think they look really good in black. Just listen to how quiet this Bulldog landing gear system is. It is so much quieter than it used to be. It's probably at least half the volume. It sounds so much more efficient. It sounds as if it's not working nearly as hard, and it just really gives you some flexibility. So I highly recommend this upgrade to those of you who are interested. The Bulldog dual motor, dual switch landing gear system for fifth wheels. And while I'm out here, I'm going to quickly go over the exterior only upgrades that we've done to this fifth wheel that makes it safer to tow and in some cases just more convenient. So I'm not going to claim that the Goose Box is safer when it comes to towing than a traditional pin box and fifth wheel hitch. What I will claim is that it definitely makes it more convenient for me, simply because I don't have to take the hitch in and out of the bed of the truck every time I'm hitching up. I only have a gooseneck ball in the center puck system of the truck, and it just drops right in and I'm ready to go, and I can pull it out anytime I need to use the bed of my truck in its entirety. This system, though, is better than any type of gooseneck adapter you can put on a trailer, mainly because there's twin shocks and an airbag underneath here that help dampen the ride, as well as the front angle on this hitch makes it a much safer connection for a fifth wheel versus a traditional gooseneck adapter, which again extends off the bottom of the pin box. Secondly, and the most recent upgrade, were the dual landing gear, the Bulldog. These are dual motors. So instead of traditionally where you have one motor on top of this side with a connection bar going all the way across that raises and lowers the opposite side together, this gives me two motors, fully independent control of each jack, and it just really makes it convenient when you're at an RV park and you're just slightly tilted one way. So you simply have to lower or raise that specific jack. Or if you're just on uneven terrain, so you don't have to put blocks under one and then lower the other one. So this gives you that fully independent control. Very nice, very convenient, and this is a 10,000 pound system, so it's their heavy lift system. Everything here is suspension tire related. So I have the Saloon S637 all steel tires in a 235/80/16. These are equivalent to the Michelin and the Goodyear all steel tires. Very robust tires. They are incredibly long life. I know some people claim that they're bald here, but they're not, and I've showed this many times, but that's just how it's designed. It's a rib design, and you can see here plenty of tread left on these tires. They actually appear to be almost in new condition, and I've put about 7,000 miles on them so far. Also upgraded the center equalizer to the Morryde CRE3000. This is their premium equalizer system. This isn't their independent suspension system, but it gives you up to 4 inches of suspension travel with that. I also added the Morryde heavy-duty shackle brackets right here. So these shackle straps are a 1/2 inch thick. They are incredibly thick shackle straps along with their wet bolt kit. So you can see the grease zerks that come off the end of the wet bolts. Gives you the ability to maintain and lubricate those wet bolts much easier than a kit, of course, that doesn't have those. I have the Joyrider shock system. You can see the shock absorbers on both axles. Gives the RV the ability to really stabilize the ride. It helps absorb impact as opposed to transferring that impact to the coach. So just like a car, they can help reduce the amount of suspension bounce or wheel hop that might exist when you're going over different types of terrain. Next big upgrade, at least, I'm considering switching to disc brakes. And I know people have asked the question if that's a great upgrade or not. It is a phenomenal upgrade, and it can absolutely improve the stopping ability as well as just the durability of your system in the event of a hard brake. So I am absolutely for disc brakes. They are kind of pricey. I don't know when I'm going to do that project, but that is something I have on my radar. Now, I know the back of my coach is filthy dusty from being out here at the storage facility. However, one of the only areas of this RV that did not have LED lights are the tail lights, and I swapped those and upgraded those with some high-intensity LED lights. Got them off Amazon. They were actually relatively cheap. I added amber reflectors down both sides, mainly when you're pulling out in a dark area and you're trying to cross a street. It gives your trailer a little bit more visibility to side-coming traffic that, has a potential of sideswiping you if they don't see you. And an upgrade that you really can't see but is there is the Morryde step above step system, which is currently tucked inside the door, and it replaces, augments the factory system. If I remove it, I still have the factory steps here that I can use, but for the most part, it's a good system because it gives you a completely stable step. And I have the link to all of these upgrades in the description of this video. A big upgrade that we're considering doing is actually rewrapping some part of this fifth wheel. As you guys know, a good friend of mine is the owner of Iconic Sign Group, and he is working to come up with a decal replacement system for fifth wheels, travel trailers, and whatnot. If you want to go from maybe a very basic type design like this or like mine to something a little bit more flashy. In my case, I'm not a big fan of this white nose on the front of my fifth wheel, and I'm considering having the entire front of this wrapped. So we are trying to come up with designs and ideas that might look really good, especially behind the F450. As always, I really appreciate you for watching my channel. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, like and share, and I'll talk to you again soon.